The email landed at 3:02 a.m. Subject line, decision. I already knew. We've decided to move in different direction. 3 months of proposals, late night slides, making sure every number told a story, and poof, that contract would have covered a quarter of my rent for the year. Maybe your version isn't a contract. Maybe it was a breakup text, the investor saying pass, the lab result, the silence after you put your heart into something, the sink in your stomach like the floor just fell out from under your life. Today I'm handling something similar, and we're going to work on a mantra and the method that kept me from burning my entire world down in those tough moments. All is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. I am safe. Not toxic positivity, not denial. This is strategic nervous system regulation plus spiritual trust. So you can respond instead of flailing. By the end of this episode, you'll have a reset you can run in 5 minutes that turns panic into clear, aligned action. Stay with me. Welcome to Spark and Hustle, unleashing success in business, life, and beyond. I'm your host, Puneet, CEO Brain, soft power heart, mom life, and your super smart friend behind the mic. Around here, we build wealth, personal power, and emotional sovereignty without burning ourselves to ash. If you're ready to alchemize chaos into clarity, take a deep breath. You're in the right room. Let's go. Let me take you back. Earlier in this year, it was Tuesday. It was early morning, around 9:47 a.m. I just dropped my son at school. I'm in the car, had my coffee, planning my first deep work block. I get a ping and a ping again, and then the ping storm. Our main customer basically fired us overnight. No warning. We've got open orders, production windows booked, downstream commitments made. I can almost hear the cash bleeding out in my head. Payroll, customers, reputation, results. My body went straight into fix everything at once mode. If you know me, you know that's the mode I operate in. Heart racing, scalp tingling, fingers cold. I start calling my team, starting with ops, finance, sales, logistics, stacked calls, no air between them. The more I do, the less clarity I have. My nervous system is sprinting. My prefrontal cortex is crawling. Old me, I would have stayed in that frantic loop until 9 p.m., then cried on the kitchen floor while reheating leftovers. Instead, I felt this thin thread of self-awareness. You're not actually solving anything. You're just chasing control. And I heard it like someone pressed play in my chest. All is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. I am safe. I didn't believe it yet. That's important. You don't have to believe it for it to start working through your system. It's like a key card. Swipe it. The locked cognitive doors begin to click. I pulled into the parking lot, closed my eyes, one hand on my belly, one on my heart, breathed in for 4, held for 4, exhaled for 8. Repeated the mantra out loud, voice shaking. All 3 rounds, the noise dialed down. I asked a better question. If this is happening for me, not to me, what's the gift hiding under the mess? That one reframe birthed a diversification strategy we had talked about but never prioritized. Fast forward, we recruited more customers, different mix, higher margin, reduced the risk, went after the lower cost model we had built. We scaled faster, commercialized faster, all in the same 6 months. Crisis didn't magically feel good, but it became useful. That's the shift we're going to wire into you today. Biology isn't biased, it's protective. When something unexpected breaks the pattern, your amygdala slams the red alert button. Cortisol, adrenaline, your body is prepping you to run or fight. That whole fight or flight thing we talk about. Not build a spreadsheet or write a nuanced email. Blood flow shifts away from long-term reasoning. Your perception narrows. That's why in the moment, it feels like the single setback, my entire future collapsing. The false equivalence, which is discomfort, means it's dangerous, right? Discomfort equal danger. Most of us were conditioned, especially high achievers, to equate not in control with not safe. So your body acts like the failed pitch equals tiger in the room. Physically, you're in a chair sipping coffee. Internally, you're crouched behind a rock. Your brain wants closure. It runs worst case scenarios, hoping one will prepare you. But rehearsing disasters only entertains that neural pathway. Repetition is rehearsal. So we deliberately interrupt the loop with a patterned phrase. Why does this mantra work? Phrase has its functions, right? The first part is all is well. It halts escalating narrative, anchors to present, invites scanning for neutral facts. Everything is working out. That is pointing your attention forward. It primes reticular activating system to notice opportunities, not just threats. For my highest good, it reframes loss as reroute, reduces existential resistance, introduces meaning. I am safe directs reassurance to limbic system. Safety cue invites parasympathetic activation. Notice none of these deny reality. They sequence your state. Calm first, clarity next, then action after. Also, trusting an intelligent reroute prevents you from throwing good energy after bad just because your ego is insulted. Slow exhale, longer than inhale, stimulates the vagus nerve, your brake pedal. Speaking engages motor plus auditory circuits, creating a loop that holds focus inside the mantra long enough to override catastrophic scripting. You might still feel shaky after the first round. That's fine. Our aim is reduction of panic, not instant peace. 20% less frantic is already a radical better decision environment. So here's 5-part loop. You know, I love making these phrases. This one is called pause, speak, empowered inquiry, strategic action, lesson capture. PSESL. First one is pause and breathe. This is a 60 to 90 seconds. And again, I'm not giving you anything longer than a minute and a half because that's what works for me. I interrupt urgency that isn't attached to blood or fire. Technique 4-4-8, which is, or you could also do 4-4-4-4, which is shoulders drop, jaw unclenched, optional tapping. Second is speak the mantra, right? All is well, everything is working out for my higher good. I am safe. Say it slowly 3 times. Embody locations, crown, forward vision, heart, root, right? Then questions. Data revealed, detour doorway, protection from what? Smallest valuable move? Who can lighten load? This is working for me by, then that's what you journal. All right. Strategic action. This is where you brain dump, right? You label things. Pick one meaningful action. 10 minutes win. Execute or calendar. Again, parking this until, not going to touch it until week 2 of the month. All right. The last one is capture the lesson. Trigger, stage shift, intervention, emerging advantage, and the next micro bet. For example, trigger, something happens, you breathe first, okay? That 4-4-4 or 4-4-8, okay? First, you breathe. then you say the mantra, then you inquire, then you take action, and then you take the lesson from it, and then you repeat as needed, right? So I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot. All right. It's how do we become better decision makers in the face of chaos? And what we're trying to do is take control of that power, take control of our mind so we can move forward and make better decisions. Here's a book that I absolutely love. I gift it the most to my leaders, to my friends. This is my most gifted book, if you ask me. The book is called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. It's a small book, very easy read. It is something that I have on my work desk, right? It's in my top drawer. I pull it every now and then. On a bad day, I just pull it, just open a random page and read the lesson and move on. It resets me. Here's some power upgrades, all right? First is nervous system hygiene. Cold splash, cool showers. I know it sounds like a lot, but I've been doing it for over a decade. I take my shower and then at the end, I finish with the coldest option. And honestly, some parts of the country are worse than the others. Trust me, this is the easiest thing to do. It helps you also rebuild your energy and strength, and you don't need coffee in the morning. I used to travel all different time zones. This was what I needed. I didn't need coffee. I was ready to go. And then also you could do environmental anchors, which is you could have a mantra on your lock screen. I'm not a big fan of that, but I do see people do that and it makes a lot of sense to them. I'm all for whatever works for different people, right? The other one is social mirrors. Mantra pact, right? Language shift to my body is activated. So look at yourself, say those things to yourself. It's super weird, but it works. Outcome journaling, detour wins, you log them, you put the date, you put what triggered you, what's the upside of what has happened, what action are you going to take, and then resilience, right? Another one is pre-commitment ritual. Run reset before big meetings, pitches, that whole 90-second check-in that we talked about in the last podcast. If you haven't listened to it, definitely go back and listen to that one. Other one is energetic boundaries. 90-minute edge rule before drastic decisions. This I am working on. I can be very decisive, which is a gift and a curse when it comes to business. I'm very calculated and very measured. I'll do the facts and analysis and all that good stuff and make a decision. But when it comes to personal life, I could be a little rash in making decisions. So now I'm working on this 90-minute rule before I make big decisions on personal life. Content alchemy, template posts. So make templates for yourself, just like you have templates for your reports and for your business purposes. Make a template for your life, which is situation, mantra, shift, action, result. To me, has been a game changer for me. It's one page. I leave it on my desk again. There's two things on my desk, that book and then this template. I know it sounds super cliche, but it's a tool. Just like, you drink water when you're dehydrated. When you're emotionally triggered, you have your template for emotional calm down, reset. So don't be ashamed to use templates to regulate yourself. If you're driving, keep your eyes open. All right, we're going to do a little bit of an exercise. If you want to, you can follow along. This is basically close your eyes, feet on the ground. You don't have to take off your shoes, just feet on the ground. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you repeat that. There's something about this breath work. And if you want to learn more about breath work, follow a gentleman called Wim Hof. He has books, he has videos, he basically hiked Himalayas in boxers, all right, in small shorts. no t-shirt, no nothing. When people are gearing up to do it, he's amazing. So for me, I don't make it complicated. I like things easy. So for me, it's 4-4-8 works for me every single time. And also know where the tension is. Is your chest feeling tight? Is your head feeling heavy? Where is the tension? Is it in the back of your neck? Is it your shoulders? Then you acknowledge where it is, and then you say, all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. I am safe. Notice that little shift. If you're feeling 5% better, do it 3 more times and get to that 20% better. All right. It's not going to be 100% ever if it's a really high stakes situation, but that's okay. We're trying to be a little bit better. So we're in the better decision-making mental frame. All right. Chaos will happen. Protocol is equal to power. Then we anchor ourselves and then we lead, be it personal life, be it professional life, right? Run this reset this week and DM me on my socials or text me or call me, send me a voice note, and then tell me what was the situation and how did you use it? And then if you want to go deeper in discussion, I'll be happy to do so. Stay bold, stay soft, and keep going.